Alright guys, Joe, J&J Prospecting. I kind of skipped into this video a little bit. I am making nitric acid. I know I've done a video on this before, but now I have more proper equipment to do so, as well as refining it. Right now I cut the ingredient list to where I used a quarter of it, because earlier today I already had an oops and I blew the cork out of the ball flask. Kind of wish I had that on video. Would have been a lot of editing and a lot of beeps. As you can tell, I am doing this inside. I do not recommend doing it inside. If you notice on my gas generator over here, I do have a cloth up top to act as a secondary filter to help condense and filter anything that may come out into the room. I also do have a window partially open to help with ventilation. So remember, when you're playing with acids, do it outside or well ventilated area under a hood. Couldn't remember the exact ratios. Also, I was using fertilizer that I had done electrolysis on to try to break down the molten salts into a soluble salt, which it started to work, and then I lost its momentum. Tried it different times. Chemistry is always experiments. There is always more than one way to do something. Unfortunately, some of those things are not reversible. But as you can see, I've got my copper in there, I've got the acid water solution, and then below it the white powder, that is the potassium nitrate. Following the flow, it comes over as a vapor, and as you can see, my tube is still clear, so right now I'm mainly producing hydrogen, possibly a little bit of oxygen, primarily hydrogen. Following that down, there's my cloth there, goes right down here into this graduated cylinder. And I used a glass pipette, eyedropper, whatever you'd like to call it, as my gas generator. It is going into hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, which is going to allow for a better covalent bond between the nitrogen dioxide and the liquid. So I will come back to this once it gets to the point where it is nitric acid over here in the graduated cylinder. I will show you guys that, and then I will also show you the distillation process to improve the quality and percentage of the nitric acid, hopefully without making it isotropical. Alright guys, I'll catch you here in a little bit. Okay, as you guys can see, it's actually starting to produce nitrogen dioxide. The more of that nitrogen dioxide gas that gets up there, that brown gas, the better. And as you can see, over here where it's getting purified, the bubbles have sped up. Guys, this is also why I put that cloth in the top. I have no vapor escaping. You can see the condensation starting on the glass right there. But that is all nitric acid that's forming in there. And I have a nice rapid flow down here. I did put it inside of another container. This way, if it does happen to spill over, it's not ending up all over the place. Alright, I went ahead and pulled it out and I put it over here into this beaker. I'm going to go ahead and suck just a little bit of it up to test to make sure we've made nitric acid. A drop on top of a penny. As you can see, it's reacting pretty good with that copper. And on top of that, we have about 21 milliliters of nitric acid. Later I will end up distilling this and making it a little bit stronger for processing gold and making aqua regia. Alright guys, you guys can see the final result. All that in there is copper that I precipitated out of the solution with aluminum foil. Yeah, it took a lot of aluminum foil. Use caution when adding it, or have a very, very large container. It will overflow. I ended up having to move it into the sink. So right now I'm just waiting for that water to drain off of it. The solution's been diluted with water, so it is now safe to be disposed of. With what's left in the solution, I am probably going to end up using it for plant food. But alright guys, keep watching.